تشكل الثورات تجارب عملية خاضتها شعوب عدة بطرق مختلفة لتحقيق أهداف مثلت حلم البشر في كل مكان وزمان. الحرية، العدل، الكرامة الإنسانية. وفي الطريق إلى نموذج مصري خالص كان لابد من النظر لتجارب الآخرين. الثورة الجورجية بعدسة مصرية.
قبل ما اجي هنا جورجيا وبالاخص في تبليسي قلت اعمل سيرش على النت على البلد، اشوف شكلها عامل ازاي والمزارات السياحيه وشكل البلد عامه عامل ازاي عشان لما اوصل احس ان في ألفة بيني وبين البلد. اول حاجه طلعت لي في السيرش بتاعي كانت ذا بريدج اوف بيس او كوبري السلام. هو ده الكوبري اللي انا حاليا بكلمكم من عليه. الكوبري ده يعني يعتبر من التصميمات الحديثة هنا في جورجيا، ونفس المهندس اللي عمله هو اللي بنى القصر الرئاسي هناك زي ما احنا شايفين.
From our experience, it was a big social transformation exactly when we did things that brought social justice, like for instance, access to the universities. The most corrupt system in Georgia were two systems, police and university admissions. And first of all, we tackled within 3-4 months when we fired almost the entire police force. The second we did in 1 year when we introduced for next year after revolutions the universal exams. And the amazing thing was that if you lived in downtown capital, your grandparents went to the university across the street, you went there, your parents went there, your kids were supposed to go there. And suddenly, 80% of the young people who made it to the universities came from rural destitute areas, not from downtown, not from the elite. And that was a big change. And that was something that really hit hard to the core of their values. So when they were coming to demonstrate against us, they were not saying give us back our corrupt privileges or give us back the fact that only we could have electricity, only we could drive nice cars. They were saying give us back our dignity. You are against our traditions. You are hitting our core values, never explaining what that really meant. So that's why I was calm that they couldn't criticize us from right angle. They always did very vague things. The main movement against us at that moment was called Hope. They always choose these very vague things because our movement was Georgia without corruption, Georgia without organized crime, very concrete thing. When you just come in and say, okay, hope, or something like that, very vague, and then give us our dignity, that means that there is something else behind. So what I mean is just, it's not to be afraid of them, but then you always have bigger group of the people on your side understanding what you are doing and why you are doing that. And from that point of view, and then again, you need popular politicians, but popularity for politicians in our case is just a roller coaster. We had ups and downs. We had ups during elections always. It's right. It's important to be up on the time of elections, but then you always spend that popularity. It's like a currency you spend on concrete things to change, and then again, hopefully by the time of next elections, you just come up. It's another, it's reformers need to be very, innovative in their also electoral and political approaches. The other thing I think is what also helped us is important social control in terms of freedom of media and everything, because we were often criticized for that, but in fact, more freedom we had, more we were criticized, because it's a fashionable thing to say, people say things, and we are also in many ways an Oriental society, and people exaggerate here. People say absolutely wild things. You might hear, oh, this is a bloody dictatorship that has no freedom of media or anything, but they usually say it live on television or on front pages of newspapers, and then they can do anything. But as I say, if it's not true in society like ours, okay, it doesn't stick. People say things, people exaggerate, people lie to also the foreigners, but ultimately everybody knows everything. It's that's part of the game. I think what we also introduced, that we introduce new political class that usually doesn't lie, for whom words matter, because in our societies from which we come, words didn't mean anything. Lying was instrument of communication. So it's very hard to overcome it for the political class. It's okay, we thought it was part of the regime, but it also became part of the elite and part of the political class. But I think we are overcoming. We are overcoming through bringing in actually a new group. It's a generational change. I'm the oldest member of our government. The only one, foreign minister, is a little bit older, and he is just a very special exception. But every single bureaucrat is younger than me. And most of them are in their early 30s, late 20s, and which means that they vaguely remember Soviet Union, and we have ministers that don't even remember. We have 28, 29-year-old ministers. And that means that, and that's very important, because actually I was in the last year of the university when Soviet Union collapsed, but I didn't work in the Soviet Union, I just was at the university. So I didn't have bad experience. This kind of experience is a big handicap. we have people who don't even remember how it looked. And that's a big change. I think we are the only one among former Soviet republics, even Baltic countries that are members of the European Union, they still have lots of people from old political class, old political elite. And initially it was an advantage because they had some kind of experience. Now it's a big disadvantage over it. Georgia has this advantage of not having that experience.
أنا مش متخيل رئيس جمهورية يجي يخطط لمستقبل مصر 50 سنة قدام يبقى عنده 80 سنة ولا 70 سنة، لأن هو استحالة هيقدم لي مستقبل مصر. احنا في عصر التكنولوجيا وفي عصر الإنترنت، أكيد هو مش هيقدر إن هو يواكب الحاجات دي. أنا محتاج رئيس يعرف يتعامل مع الشارع، يعرف يتعامل مع الشباب، يعرف يتعامل مع جميع الأطياف، يعرف يتعامل مع الخارج.
انا شخصيا عايزه عنده 40 سنه، مش عايزه عنده 70 سنه، عايزه بيعرف يقعد على النت، عايزه زي رؤساء العالم الخارجي اللي هم كلهم بنشوفهم شباب، احنا بس الدوله اللي بيحكمها عواجيز تقريبا او العالم العربي.
في الاول وفي الاخر لازم يكون انسان في كل تصرفاته. انا عايزه يحس بالغلبان، يحس بالراجل اللي نايم في بيته مش قادر ياكل عياله.
يكون حد ناضج ويكون فاهم هو بيعمل ايه، ويكون يقدر يتفاهم مع الشعب والناس، ويكون سنه كمان الى حد ما دماغه تبقى واصله لدماغ الشباب والاكبر من الشباب، الطبقات دي، عشان يقدر يتفاهم معاهم ويحل لهم مشاكلهم ويشوف مطالبهم ويحلها.
رئيس الجمهورية في مصر بالذات لازم يكون رئيس ثورة، لازم يكون من ميدان التحرير أو من مسجد القائد إبراهيم أو ميدان ال40. لازم يكون حد من الثورة، حد آمن بالثورة، وحد كان مستعد إن هو يموت أو كان مشروع شهيد. ده المفروض يبقى رئيس جمهورية.
أي ثورة بتتم في العالم رئيس الجمهورية بيعبر عن الثورة. فيلم اتصور في جورجيا. الناس هنا بتقدر جدا السينما. احنا يا جماعه دلوقتي في مكتب الخدمات التابع لوزاره العدل او الهاوس اوف بابليك سيرفيسز. الخدمات الاخرى اللي بتاخد وقت اطول من 5 دقايق هنا. هناك يا جماعه لو لاحظنا هنلاقي جبال فقار. من جورجيا. يا جماعه المنظر هنا من فوق اكتر من رائع. قتيل هنا ادي دمه. نحاول نخش نحقق بقى في الجريمه احنا كمان. لا يا حبيبي اقف فين؟ لا انسى
ما تقلقش، تعالى بس.
طب لا يا عم وانت بتتهرب بحط نايل سينما.
اطلع البان.
طب على نايل سينما فقط كريم صبحي.
نايل سينما في جورجيا.